Hello everyone. Today I am talking about a very popular superfood that most people believe is really healthy and consume regularly, when in fact it should not be consumed in my opinion, and I'm going to explain why. So number one, what is the superfood? It is wheatgrass. Wheatgrass juice, wheatgrass powder, wheatgrass capsules, tablets. Wheatgrass, in my opinion, shouldn't be consumed, at least by most people. A couple of reasons why. Number one, a lot of people don't know this, but it's actually an immune stimulant. So if you have autoimmune disease, it could potentially flare up your autoimmune condition, just like an echinacea might, or an elderberry, or something like that. So it is more of an immune stimulant. Alfalfa powder actually is similar to this as well, where anyone who has autoimmune, in my opinion, should not be taking or using alfalfa either for this stimulating effect. Also, wheatgrass can never be certified gluten-free. If a company has wheatgrass powder on their product and they're saying gluten-free, they technically shouldn't be doing that. I've done extensive research into this, and I've talked to a lot of companies who use wheatgrass powder in their products, and they explain that they cannot certify them gluten-free because during the harvesting process, if some of the wheat has gone to seed, so some of the grain has started to form, you cannot. It might be mixed in with the grass, with the grass that you're harvesting, and therefore cannot be labeled certified gluten-free. So if you are celiac, wheatgrass might not be the best option for you. Another thing to think about is that typically if somebody is growing wheatgrass, there's usually, big farms growing wheatgrass, and there's usually surrounding farms which might potentially be spraying whatever they're growing, which can then pass on to or blow onto wheatgrass crops, making them pretty high in potential pesticides or other damaging preservants or things like that. And that also can then be in the powder that you're consuming. The very important thing that I think is a reason why people shouldn't be really wasting their money on wheatgrass powder is that when you compare it to other greens and other powders that you could be consuming, it is very nutritionally deficient. So if you compare wheatgrass to chlorella or a different type of greens powder, moringa, something else, it is very low on the nutritional scale in terms of the nutrients that it contains, but also the human stomach and digestive tract is not meant to break down and handle grasses as well. We obviously can break down cellulose and plants for sure, but grass in particular is not something that our guts are meant to be breaking down. And if you are to be consuming some type of powder, it should be something that's a little bit easier for our bodies to break down. So if you're having wheatgrass powder, it is a little bit harder on our bodies to have the right enzymes to break down that powder and microscopically extract the nutrients within that, whether it's vitamins, minerals, or antioxidants. So to summarize or recap, it's immune stimulating and is not the best option for anyone with autoimmune, and alfalfa powder kind of goes in there as well. It is not as nutritionally dense as other greens, which is why it's so cheap and very often used as a filler ingredient in greens powder. So companies who don't want to put all chlorella in a powder because it's more expensive will put mostly wheatgrass, usually it's the first or second ingredient, and then the other greens like chlorella and everything else in there. So it's a filler ingredient. It cannot be certified gluten-free, which means that it's not the best option for those with celiac. Again, it's very hard to break down and extract and absorb those nutrients as well, and could potentially be much higher in herbicides and pesticides compared to a chlorella or something else that is not being sprayed as frequently. So those are the reasons. I personally do not consume wheatgrass, and if I am looking at a greens powder product, I try to get one that has no wheatgrass in it if possible. It is really hard. Most green powders will put wheatgrass because it's so cheap, but we don't really get much benefits from that. I personally would like to find a pure chlorella powder if I can't get a greens blend, and then I can add things that I want to that. So just wanted to share, as I know most people do wheatgrass shots or wheatgrass powders and they think that it's really helping them a lot. And while you might be getting some nutrition from it, it's probably not the best way to go. And there's definitely so many better alternatives. A couple of my favorites would be chlorella, spirulina. I'm a huge fan of moringa, and I also love sprouts. So broccoli or pea sprouts or radish or any other type of plant sprouts. You can get it in powder form or fresh sprouts. Those are way better and way easier for our body to break down and extract the nutrients from. And you might get a lot more benefits that way if you're trying to detoxify or alkalize the body or get things like vitamins and minerals in. It might be better to go that route versus the cheaper wheatgrass route. So I hope that this video helped. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram for way more tips like this at Marla's Healthy Life. It's linked down below, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.